Hello dear student. Today in Unit 6 Lesson 3 we are going to talk about another subject which is relative clauses with extra information. The usage, this type of relative clause is different from the type in Lesson 1. That type, that one that we have studied in Lesson 1 completes the meaning of the sentence. But this type adds extra information. And we show that the information is extra with commas. We put a comma or commas between the main parts of the sentence and this extra information. Look at this example. In the north is Kurdistan, which is full of mountain. Full of mountain is extra information we add to the first sentence. Bell, who moved from Scotland to America, invented many useful things. Here, moved from Scotland to America is an extra information. We introduce this sort of clause with these pronouns, relative pronouns. The first one, who, we use who for people. Look at this example. The boy who works in the bakery is my cousin. The boy is a person, we use who. And then the second one, which for things or animals. Look at this example. The kangaroo is an animal. The kangaroo is an animal. We say which. Lives in Australia. We have a note here. In this case, in this lesson, we never use that. It means we never use that for adding extra information. There's an important question here. We have to answer it. When we use 1 comma and 2 commas, the first one, in this case, if the information between the bracket related to object of the first sentence, we use 1 comma. Look at this example. Bell invented the telephone. The telephone here is an object. And this is the information, or we can say extra information that we have here between the bracket became one of the world's great invention. This information that we have here is related to the object of the first sentence, which is the telephone. That's why we use 1 comma in this sentence. Bell invented the telephone. We talked about the telephone. That's why we use this relative pronoun which. As we said, we use which for things or animals. We say which. And then we have extra information. Became one of the world's great invention. Became one of the world's great invention is an extra information related to the object of the first sentence, which is the telephone. That's why we use 1 comma in this example. The second case, if the information between the bracket related to subject of the first sentence, we use 2 commas. Look at this example. Steve built the site for the university basketball team. Was a member. Was a member is an extra information related to the subject of the first sentence, which is Steve. That's why we use 2 commas here. Steve is a person. That's why we say who. And before who we have a comma here. Steve, comma. Who was a member? Was a member is an extra information related to the subject of the first sentence. That's why we add it between 2 commas. And then we have the rest of this sentence. Build the site for the university basketball team. Build the site for the university basketball team. The summary, what we have learned today, is that we show that the information is extra with commas. We put a comma or commas between the main parts of the sentence and this extra information. Look at this example. In the north is Kurdistan, which is full of mountain. Full of mountain is an extra information and related to the object of the first sentence. That's why we use 1 comma and we use which, because here we don't have people. We have things, or we can say, as we said, we use which for things or animals. Look at the second example. Bell, who moved from Scotland to America, invented many useful things. In the second example, moved from Scotland to America, this extra information related to the subject of the first sentence, which is Bell. That's why we use who, and then we add this extra information between 2 commas. That's all. Thanks for you.